could draw the ball. I like to try and play with a fade. I can't get a fade at the minute.
Okay.
For love and money.
But you want to hit a fade?
I want to hit the fade. Sometimes it's, you know, a draw that you can handle, then it's too much, it's more of a hook.
Okay.
You know, so, you know, I think this is going on a bit more.
What kind of shot might that be?
That should be a draw.
Draw, absolutely. Now, keep the swing in my direction, keep swinging. How would you, can you rotate the face more to make it a bigger draw? But still swinging towards me. Yes. Can you feel that face rotating on the arc?
Yeah. Feels like it's completely closed, isn't it?
It is, but that's a draw.
That's a massive draw, is it?
Yeah, it's probably not as big as you think it would be.
Really? To me, that would be like over there.
So the fact you don't know is the important element here, because you should know what shot that will produce. We should know whether you're gripping it with your right hand, your left hand. We should know when the club's swinging in this direction and when it's rotating. We should have a good idea of what that shot would be. We shouldn't have to ask ourselves, what would this do? Would this be a big draw, a small draw? Because you want to play a fade. Now, go again for me and follow me with the arc. Keep following me. That's it. Just follow me with the arc. And what arc would this potentially create?
Well, the club face feels like he's going to draw it, isn't it?
So the club face, at the minute, would probably hit a pull draw.
Yeah.
Okay. But what's the arc? Yeah. Okay. Now that's good, but now you're having to manipulate that. You're having to hold it off.
Yeah.
Now you're showing off your skill set here because you
know.
Okay. This is good because you understand the face. You've just not had any, if you like, framework to actually apply your recognition to. So you've never been able to develop your awareness or utilise your awareness because there's not been any kind of structure, understanding of, or not any, but it's not been clear enough. The feedback you've been getting from the feeling you're making hasn't been in your mind connected to a golf shot or an outcome. It's like, I'm swinging this way and it's kind of in to out and it's kind of, and it draws it a bit and it all goes, I'm on to my next shot. And it all goes a bit unnoticed. Whereas we've got to be extremely connected. We cannot become dissonant with our action in relation to the outcome. We've got to be extremely connected. Yes. Now, you can still let this rotate. Keep it going. Because I'm going to show you how to play a fade without having to hold it off. So this is your fade path, yeah?
Yeah.
Now the face is rotating. Don't hold it off. That's it. Now, if you make that snap later, yeah, you can snap it. Let it snap. Full snap. That's it. Good. Now, through impact, because the snap's later, the face is still rotating, but it will be less rotated by the time you get to the ball.
That feels weird.
Okay. Now do it again for me, and now rotate it earlier. Snap it earlier, and that's, yeah. So that is a pull draw, big time. I mean, that ball's starting off over here, and it's hooking off. If you make the snap later, now the club face is rotating later on in the swing. So by the time you're coming to the golf ball, it's closing, but it's not as closed.
Right.
So it's still potentially open to your path. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that means, yeah, you're going to be able to hit a release fade because we don't want to be holding it off, or you're not going to get any distance. Or you're going to have to play a punch shot every time, or a three-quarter shot, and then it's going to be like you're holding the thing off. So we don't want to be really holding it off unless we're trying to play a hold-off shot. That's fine, but that's our decision. We don't want to have to resort to a hold-off shot just to play a fade, because the chances are, when you go to the bigger clubs and you're trying to hold it off, but you need the distance, there's a huge conflict in the system, because the end of the chain now is you've got to release it to get some speed, but on the other hand, you're trying to hold it. So it makes the fade really difficult. You're going to be pull drawing and push cutting every time you want to try and play a fade. Just go again for me. Swinging out to in, just left-handed. And feel that face rotate. That's it.
Now,
yeah,
over there.
Perfect. Now do it later. Yes. So at the moment of impact, that face, which is rotating, but it will be, at that moment of impact, it will be slightly open to the path it's travelling on as it's still rotating, because you're doing it later.
Yeah,
if you do it earlier, it's closed by impact.
Instead of doing that.
Instead of holding it.
Which is what I tend to do with a fade, I'll be honest.
Yeah. I know.
In my head, I haven't been told that about the release out there. No matter how many lessons you've had, they never ever go into detail.
We've got to release the golf club if we want to sequence it. We're always releasing it, it's just a different kind of release, but it's like...
It's feeling it.
It's feeling this, you can still let that club rotate, because do you know when, at the beginning of the lesson, the only reason I'm doing this as well, is not only to access more functional wrist movement, but when I said to you, can you swing that easier with your wrist, you did that. Now, can you swing that golf club, just a half swing, can you use your wrists in a different way to make it easier to swing? Yeah. You didn't do something else, you did that. So that, to you, is it's the easiest, most effective way of swinging the club. All we've got to do is we've got to time this, and by moving our body we can actually increase that timeline we've got to operate within, so we can make life even easier, because we're going to give ourselves an age to recognise where we are through sequencing the body. So we've got even more time to recognise where the end of the chain is, and we can release this thing at will when we want, the shot we want. Now, to get a club out here, you've got to, it's the first thing you do. I'm going to move, but I want you to keep swinging over there. Keep swinging over there. When I say so, I want you to swing to me. Keep swinging over there. Now I want you to change direction to me. Stop. What did you do with your body?
Pointed this towards, felt like I pointed this towards you.
How did you do it? Where did your body weight go?
Right on the left hand side.
Towards me?
Towards you, yeah.
So your body, you shifted, basically you rotated, Warren, so you could then shift your body weight to me. You're transferring your weight in the direction you want to go. Because if you swing back to me again, keep this over here now, keep swinging over here, just keep swinging over there now, over there, towards that flag. Now change your direction to me. Look at that.
Pause there a bit.
So
yeah.
This is draw, keep swinging this way. Now change your direction to me. And there's your fade. If you love the coaching and want to experience the effects of the training that you see with our pupils, you can purchase the GRFI system yourself by following the link in the video description. You'll get all the equipment and a 2-hour download covering all the fundamentals, exploring your movement and how you can use the ground and create those all-important ground reaction forces and transfer them through to clubhead speed and experience the gains that you're seeing in the videos.
As simple as that.
Yeah. Now following it, look at this. So we're spatially mapping. Orientation wise, we can start to sense where the club is, where it is, when we're releasing it, how we're moving, and there's intention behind this. And guess what? We're using this landscape here. This is a template. This is like not to be feared. This is actually an opportunity. I'm using this because I recognise I've got to be moving in this direction, because when you start hitting golf balls, this is going to draw, that's going to fade. So you're not going to be fearful of swinging in that direction, because you know what the outcome's going to be. So by the time you're striking the golf ball, it's probably open to this pan. And the only way we're going to know that is by playing that shot. There we go, beautiful. Fade. Over 150 yards.
Tear that, wouldn't you?
Perfect.
I've got to be honest, I mean, I didn't really focus on where this, I know I was fine.
You don't need to. Brilliant. Look at that. Even further, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's gone way further. With a fade. And there's your fade. Awesome. Different feeling?
Time for a cup of tea. That's like I said, I would never, my fade was like face open.
Now with the driver, we're hitting on the yacht.
Thought you'd go, but you didn't, so I'm sitting here. Thought I heard my phone ring.